hopefully is going to get more solar panels now that the chickens are out of it. I'll put a freezer. I'll put that freezer right there will hold the electronics and the batteries. All I gotta do is punch holes in the bottom of it and drill holes in it. And then in that shed, I got a super efficient freezer that I'll let everything run off that 12 volts, and who knows, I might run at least one extension cord to the house to, you know, keep all my 12 volt stuff charged up. Maybe keep the ham radio running all solar, and the phone system and stuff. You know, all the low current stuff, I could probably switch it all to solar too. But, you know, if I don't get surgery done, ain't none of that gonna happen. You can see the fruit trees, they have, oh man, they just crap full. I've already had to thin them out twice. In Middle Tennessee area, I can definitely say Plumcots are a well-producing tree. These produce like nobody's business. These have already been thinned out, and it's just amazing the amount of plums that come off of this. And these are going to be small plums. I really should have thinned them out even more, and then the plums would have been bigger. You know, there's a ripe one up there if I can get it in the camera. So I need to spray these one more time. Otherwise, right now is when the bugs love to come and start laying eggs in them. So they need to be sprayed one more time. Let's see here. That's, I don't know, going to be so small because there's so many. That's why you thin them. And I thinned these already. As you can see, it's a red meaty flesh. Very sweet. And tart. So anyway, let's walk over here and look at the peppers. Now we have oregano and I forgot what that stuff was. Chives, peppers. Several different kinds of peppers here. Let's see what we got here. We got jalapenos. We got early reds and various other ones. They'll start producing here soon because all the flowers are coming in, so they'll be doing. Let's go check out the tomatoes, which are clear up yonder. Alright, here we go. Rex. Rex, the world's dumbest border collie. Come here, Rex. Come here, dum-dum. Yes. Oh, look at me. I'm so stupid. I'm so dum-dum. I am such a big dum-dum. And tomatoes. Well, needless to say, we're going to have more tomatoes than I can eat out here. And this is only 6 plants, folks. Anybody that says they live in the city and they can't grow anything, this is a 8-foot by 4-foot box with a 2 by 12. And that is 6 tomato plants, 2 of different kinds. And no, I can't grow anything. I don't have any room. I don't have any room to grow anything. That's a stupid excuse to say you ain't got no room, you can't grow nothing. And here they are, they're kind of falling over to this side. They need to be moved back over as they spread out. Anyway, I'll have to come out here and do that later. And I had somebody help me. This is what happens when you have helpers that say they know how to plant stuff and they don't. They say, oh, I know how to do it, I know how to do it, and they bunched them together. And needless to say, If you get help to help you with this stuff, you have to stand over them. You have to stand over their shoulder, because just because people say they know how to do stuff doesn't mean they do know how to do it. So anyway, they're kind of bunched up there in little clumps instead of being spread out evenly. If you're gonna plant tomato plants, you plant one over here, and then you'll go 12 inches off on the far side and plant one, and then 12 inches off and plant one on this side, 12 inches and go far side. So you could only fit 6 plants in here, because alright, these get big and they produce a lot of tomatoes, and you want lots of room for those vines to spread out. So yeah, an 8-foot box, 6 plants is all you're going to get. 8-foot by 4-foot box. If you try to cram them in any further, any closer, you're just asking for, it's just going to be a pain in the butt, and you'll have a lot of stuff that don't get, sunlight. Oh, by the way, anybody wants to know what a sucker is? See this leaf right here? Let me zoom out. Oops. Right here. You'll see this center, there's a stem starting to grow in the center right here. Right in that center. Well, anyway, that's not the sucker. This leaf here coming out to nothing. There's no fruit that's going to grow on this leaf. No fruit at all. So you would take a knife or something and pinch it off, and that would be discarded. And all these do is draw energy in the plant. You want your energy to go to the fruit. So any of these sucker leaves that are below any of the flowers, like right here, you can see the difference. Right, let me find the end of that one. Okay, it was already trimmed off. And as you can see, there's fruit growing on it. So that's a sucker. Here's a good example of a sucker that needs to be trimmed. Is this one right here. See, there's absolutely nothing growing in that one. All this is doing is taking up tree energy. And it's better to do this with a knife, otherwise, because these plants are so fragile, it's not funny. So I'm going to wait, and I'm not going to do it on camera. Sorry, I'll just show you what a sucker is. Okay, here's an example right here of a piece growing out from in between. That will have fruit. This coming out here will not have fruit. So once this gets started good, you know, and it's growing really good, of course it'll grow up taller, I will take this off and leave that, and that will grow me more fruit. And it'll also make your tomatoes juicier and sweeter to have more of the energy going into the fruit. But anyway, the suckers that are up high get the sunlight. So why would you want the suckers to leave the suckers in the shade? All they do is take up energy from the plant. So any suckers that are down in the shade need to be trimmed. So these are ready to be done again, and I worked my way up from the bottom up, taking suckers out. And I'll leave the ones on top because they are, you know, developing energy to the plant. But these suckers that are down here are not being of any use. As a matter of fact, they're sucking up energy from the plant that could be going into the fruit. Here's an example of a plumcot tree. This is 1 year. This was nothing but a twig. And in 1 year, this is where Zeus is buried. My little min pin that was with me for 14 years, that's his tree. So that plumcot will be Essence of Zeus. And there's another one on the other side of the driveway. These were sweet cherries do not grow well in the south. Sweet cherries. Please understand when I said sweet cherries, because this is a pie cherry. This is a tart cherry. And this is about as far south as you want to go with a tart cherry. And even these have huge bird problems. Birds love to get that red fruit. Here's an experimental fruit tree. This is first year it's fruited. It is called a oh gosh, True Gold. And see this fruit going up? I don't really want that. I'll thin that off. And when you thin them, you're letting more of the tree's energy go to the other fruits anyway. So anything that I see is bad, or if they're touching each other, I'll go ahead and take them off. See this right here? There's 2 fruits here, 3 fruits are all growing together. If I take them off, that remaining fruit will get all the energy from that limb. Alright, so this tree doesn't need much thinning because it's first year fruiting. This tree is, I think this is the 2nd or 3rd year since I planted it. It is supposed to be, as advertised, the sweetest peach tree there is, and also the latest, the one most hardy to late frost. And if you have a gate or something, even if you don't have an automatic opener, it helps to have electricity. Because once you have electricity, let me zoom out here, you can also have motion sensors and everything else, which really wouldn't help in a bad grid down situation. Well, it could, because I have other things set up. But anyway, that's it. That's pretty much it. We've already did that. Oh, another thing that grows good in this climate where I'm at in Middle Tennessee is mulberry trees. Those things grow really fast too. That tree's only like 3 years old, and when I got it, it wasn't much bigger than that. And you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 3 more mulberry trees. So those will give limited privacy, but you know, every tree that I've planted, it produces some kind of food. There are no trees that I plant that don't produce something. And in Middle Tennessee, I'm going to tell you right now, sweet cherries are a no-no. Pie cherries, maybe. Pears, good. Peaches are really good, but those plumcots are like, man, they grow like weeds. Come on, focus. One of these days I'll be able to get me a good camera.